weren't streaming it. So we're here with us. Oh my words! So you've missed about 5 minutes of the interview. We're here with Tony Cesay or Cesay.
Yes,
So
that's it.
Tony, how are you doing?
Oh, good, good. Thank you, sir. Really good. Just a sore throat from uh, getting some of the boys boxing yesterday on the Romford show, which was a good show, and yeah, so lost my voice there. So some of the up and coming good boys, which are coming up there.
So how did the night go for you?
Oh, well, they had a good experience. My boys. What I like to do is I like to develop them fast because not too fast, but fast. To know that if they really want to do this game is a hurt game. So you want to really see if they've got the ability to go to the top. If they don't want to go, if they can't go to the top, not to be journeyman, but to be something good. All my boys who I train would win something, would do something in this game, hopefully. So that's what I aim for. So it's hard training. It's they live in the gym, and that's it. And if they live in the gym, you're going to be successful.
Well, for those people that don't know who you are, just give us an idea, and those people who are not sure who you are, just give people a little flavour as to who you are within the community.
I'm just a normal person who just loves helping young people. I've always enjoyed that. It's my buzz. People like to drink, smoke, take drugs. That's their buzz. My buzz I get from helping a young person, and boy, girl, get somewhere in life, do something, get a job. And if it's using sport as a tool, that's what I use to help them. And I've been doing it for years and years. There's people who've come and tried to do it my way, and even better. And some have done it better than me. Some but the way I've done it is there weren't many people using boxing as a way to steer kids off the street many, many years back. When people know that because I used to get a lot of people ring me about what I was doing. And not only that, I've been to see the Queen, I've had awards, I've had ITV, and it's unbelievable from the days that I started. So I started this over, it's got to be now 27 years ago.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
A man of the street, a man of the people.
That's what I like to be, known for young people, to know that, yeah, there's somebody out there for them to help them. And I think that's what we've got to keep doing, bringing
So
out people out there.
you've recently been reunited with the Ohara Davies. I know you have trained Oharas before. How did that come about?
Oh, it just come about where I could see he was not happy in this game now, and I could see he was going. The matches and the boxing matches he was having weren't his normal firing, up tempo and stopping people, and it weren't like that. See, so and people who know him said, you should go back to Tony Cesay, and a lot of people were saying it to him, and I think that's where we all come back together.
So, I hear a lot of trainers say, once he leaves me, he can go elsewhere, but he can't come back here. And there's a lot of situation like in boxing because trainers feel that they've invested a lot in a fighter fighter's gone and left them, sort of betrayal when they've made big time or they're making more money, they've left the trainer out. When the trainer was there, when the fighter had no money, they train for free. Then when the fighter hits big time, when they're making a bit of money, they scrap the trainer.
It's sad. That's sad. This boxing game is so sad. This is why I said, I really weren't too interested in the pro game. The only reason why I came out into the pro game is for my young lad, because he's like my son. All anybody who enters my organisation, helping young people, they become my children, So it's like my son needed help. And if my own kids, if they came to me for help, I'd help because they're my kids, they're my children. So any of them want help, I'll go and help. If it's for a job, if it's for if it's for football, I've had loads of kids go into football teams, me begging coaches and scouts for them kids to have a trial. I will do what it takes to get that young kid there, and if it needs him trained, I'll train him, and for him to get there, I'll take him places to be trained, developed, so he's known, so he can reach that pinnacle of where he wants to go, where he wants to be.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the system helps our young men and young women, or do you think it hampers our young men and women?
The system is not meant to help our young people in this. If it was, we won't be in this dilemma what we're in today. If for jobs and loads of things in life. Not only jobs, but look, you got to really have a look of where we've come from way back from now, and things have got better, but they should have been good. They should have been getting better anyway. Because that's time. It's all about us as a collective seeing that what is happening to our young people today. We've all got to look around, and we've all got to be responsible for it. We've got to be responsible for our own kids, our children, and people in our community. And I think to find champions in this one, because people today just care for themselves. So to find champions in your community is hard. There are people out there, there are people out there who are good. There's more good people than bad people. That's what I want to say. That's what I'd like to say. They are, but you don't really hear about people are scared to come out to say that this is what we want to do. These are the good things we want to do within our community. The people and our young people here find it hard, and it's not for us to make it in the system. You've got to remember, when you live in areas like this, Canning Town areas, deprived areas, and you've got the pylons, you've got the radiation pylons, all around where you live along your house. You're not meant to make it. That's what you're telling you. They're telling you you're not going to make it. To the society, the government. That's why they put people in projects like this, in housing estates like this. So they know it's going to be hard for them to make it. And but if you look at the rural areas where they live, and look at the cricket pitches, how lovely the cricket pitches are, and the tennis pitches out there. Look how nice they are. Look what we have in our in our communities.
Yeah.
Just look there, look at it. So you tell me who makes it and who don't. Come on, So if we're not putting in this infrastructure for us to get better, and there's less money, there's less youth centres, there's less this and less. How are we going to make it? How can you tell us that we're going to prosper? When you look at television, look at the people, mainstream television, look at places like Sky, it's only that people, someone like Les Ferdinand, come out and tell them this is what's happened on you people, Sky TV people, throwing, pundits and everything like that onto, and they're not black, so it doesn't give you a chance to say that our people can make it. That's there again, see? So, you've got people who are going out there making their own movies now. That's what we've got now, people like that. So they can tell a story, hopefully, because when we get them stories told, that's when our community can start saying, we can make it, we can deliver, we can do this, we can do that. You've got people, and this is why I like people like, role models, which are, even though they don't know or they don't care about being role models, because they've made it now. They're to the top, they've gone to the top, so they don't care about how they did it. And living in the communities where they lived in, where it was hard, they don't care about that no more. They want to be, but they know, for me, they are still role models that even though they don't care about them. You know, they are still role models, and people are looking up to them. And young people want to, you know, be like them. They want to be like them. See, so for them to say they don't care about being role, they just want to, you know, box, and they want to be champions. And they don't care. So the aftermath is what we're looking at when we hear and see people, you know, behaving badly and doing bad things. So this is what we've got now. We've got this bad side. We've got this bad side of our community, which are, you know, doing things which they shouldn't be doing. You got to remember that, you know, our young kids now, there's nothing for them to do. What they're going to do? What's the next thing for them to do? They're going to go on road because they've got to make money. They've got to have things like, you know, and Josh was having. They're going to have things like, you know, the Mayweathers do having. They the cars. They want all that. They want that. They look at them. They look at them. And they say that's what they want. That's what they want to be. So the only way to do that is to go and earn the money. And the only way of earning money these days is if you're not on the road selling drugs or, you know, robbing banks. You know, it's just madness. So, you know, it's not made for us. It's made for us to fail. That's what it's there. So the strongest of our young people only get to make it. But why don't we get to make all our kids strong by being beside them and delivering them with hope, you know, and not negativity. It's all got to be positive. What we're doing with our young people, and if we ain't got that role model, them role models out there to say this is how we should do it. This is the bad side of what we've got. See, we've got to develop them role models, more role models coming out there to say that these young people can make it, especially our kids in our community. I'm talking about every kid in our community. You know what I mean? If you're Asian, if you know, white, Scottish, Irish, it doesn't matter. You know, they live in our community, and that's what's important to me. It's my community. Whoever lives in my community in East London, South London, whatever, that is my community. So I'm doing what I can for them young people because they love the sport that I love. And you know, I'm not a brain surgeon. If I was a brain surgeon, I could you know, be a doctor and I could teach them how to be doctors. But I'm not brain. All I know is to do is the noble art of boxing. That's what I've always known. I got drawn into that because growing up in England, you know, it was hard. It was hard for my family, you know. But we lived in Stepney, and Stepney was hard because it was full of racism. You know, them days, my mum used to fight people on the street where they would spit, you know, at us, and I didn't really understand, but I just knew my mum was kicking off and fighting people, you know, skinheads and whatever, you know, on the street. You know, my mum didn't care, and that's why I think I got that fighting mentality. Well, for my dad, but, you know, my dad didn't fight. My dad was a very clever man, so he never really had to fight. Really never had to fight, but he liked to, you know, he got more and more frustrated with everything in life because he couldn't really get to work where he wanted to work. He worked for, you know, aerospace. He became, he went to college to, you know, to do things and that. But he was very academic. I wasn't academic because I didn't really want to be like that. I just liked to play out and do things. And the more I did that, the more I got into trouble. So, you know, them days were my days growing up in Stepney and seeing that it weren't really made for us again. You know, we lived in poor areas where, you know, I lived on an estate called Kotoko House in Stepney. One flat, you would have everybody who lived there who didn't come from, you know, who weren't English. We had Australians, we had Africans there, we had, you know, one or two white people there, which was, you know, cast outs, you know. And then you had the flat next door to us, were all white. There weren't no black people lived there. They won't give them houses there. It was, you know, now it's at my flat there now. The flats that I lived in there are knocked down, and you had the white lot of family skinheads and National Front who lived there. So we would play football against them, and that's where I discovered racism. I didn't really discover it in school. Cause in my school days, I went to a school called Caney, and it was brilliant. The teachers loved this. They loved me there. They knew I came from a poor side, a poor family. So they helped me a lot. I had a few good teachers who helped me. So I was really lucky, and other kids, because I was the only black kid there at the time. At that time, I was the only black kid there. So it was good for me because there was a lot. They knew we were poor and we came from Africa, Sierra Leone. They looked after us, But then once that sort of stage was finished and you got to a stage of 9, 10, that's when the racism sort of I got to understand it, the mums and dads coming in with their kids and saying, "Oh, don't play with that blackjack," So I never knew what blackjack was, you know what I mean? So I went and asked another friend. My parents didn't know. When I asked them, they said, "I don't know." So, and then I would go and ask a friend and say, "No, that's something bad. Don't worry, that's something bad." So that's when I
Yeah.
started understanding, racism.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
didn't really, yeah. So it was a really bad time in my time. For me, I got to support West Ham because it was a local to me. But when I was right young, I supported Liverpool. I loved Liverpool because they were winners, and where I loved football. I didn't box, but I loved football first. That was my first sport. And I was a Liverpool supporter because the people you could go to West Ham and watch Liverpool, and the people were so nice because you would go into the Liverpool going to watch West Ham, but going to Liverpool, and the people were nice, letting you watch them, letting you know that you were a Liverpool fan, and it was fantastic, and that's where I got to love Liverpool, the Liverpool people, and they were the first sort of people I was going to, because I would go to West Ham to watch the black players play. I used to love going to watch the black players play. People like Luther Blissett and Cyril Regis, they used to slaughter Cyril Regis. I was there one day when they slaughtered him. They threw bananas all on the pitch, and Cyril picked up bananas and started eating them. And, it was the best thing ever because I was at the West Ham end when that happened. I went, wow, that man was a legend. And then when he died, I went to his funeral because a few of the coaches that I knew him really well, and we got to know Cyril as a kid because he only lived in West West London. He lived in another poor state area, But when we got to know that, because when we were young, I didn't get to know him, but as I got to know about him as I got older, and in the state he was on, and I knew people from that state, and all of his family lived. It was unbelievable. But there again, getting to understand, that this wasn't made for us to be successful. Everything was made hard for us and our kids to survive. So yeah, it's been a hard life for people who live in these areas. In London, and especially in poor areas, it's just made hard for them to survive. You can tell, like I say, you look at the pylons, look at and then look at the estates. You wouldn't get that in a residential area. rural areas. You wouldn't get that in a rural area because they would bring all their family out to say no, we don't want that, and they will stop it from happening. But living in these sort of parts of the poorer areas, you can't do nothing. They don't know how to do things like that. You see, it's only now these things are changing. So, and things are getting better. But like I said, they're the days when I understood racism. Racism was when I went to West Ham. Being and I got to be a West Ham fan because it was nearer to me. When my mum fought against people on the street, it was mainly because of probably the crowd were coming out of West Ham, and they probably spat her, they probably somehow called her names, so she'd fight back, and then through fighting back, they became her friends. They would cope, but you wouldn't believe it. They used to carry their shopping from wherever they go because they knew that she would fight them back, and she wouldn't let them take the business. They would carry the shopping. I used to have skinheads carry her bags to where we lived in Aston Street. Couldn't believe it. Wouldn't believe it now. But then they were the ones who took me to more or less West Ham. This is skinheads. This is unbelievable. So when I would watch the black players play, I was standing around, National Front people, skinheads with swastikas on their heads. You know what I mean? Things like that. And I was the only black. Not many. It was a few, but little, because I was only a certain. I must have been like 11, 12 at that time. I'm 50. I'm 52 now, so you can understand how young I was going to West Ham, how brave I was going to West Ham, listening to the crowds, calling a black player all the names under the sun, and I would sort of like, I couldn't cry. I wanted to cry, but I couldn't cry because I'm standing there with skinheads, and they're saluting, and it was unbelievable. So I had to grow up hard. When I was with that and seeing that, and where we lived and having fights in my estates, we had to move from one estate because they set fire to my house. So my house was set alight. So we had to move from Aston Street, from where I lived in Stepney, to another place in just up the road from there, and that's where we moved to Kotoko House. Because they set our house alight. It's racist. So in God's name, I wish that I'm alive now. I'm praying that I'm alive, because I wouldn't be able to help these young people now if I was caught in that fire and died.
Yeah.
And my family, because there was seven. At the time there was me, my brother, and my other brother. There was 3 of us at the time. There were 8 of us in the family as we got older. So just think, we would have been dead, if my mum and we didn't wake up for that fire. So that's another part, where we had to go hard, and that where I said to myself, I'll never let nobody do that again to my family, or to anybody that who lived in my community. I would never let things like that happen again. So this is why I became to more or less help, because I was brought up the hard way, so this is why I always like people, help people, and like to help people. I think because we had some good people in my community who like to help us, being from a poor, estate. And I always used to think, wow, why would they come and help us? Why would they? Because as you got older, you got to understand, black people, white people, they didn't really mix in their days. But you still had some good white people who came and helped us, and the teachers. I used to have a teacher called Denise Dennison. I never forget her name. She was fantastic. And she used to help us a lot. She would, help my mum with money and help me with clothes and, going to school. She was a fantastic woman. I'll never forget her name. And yeah, and that's how I grew up the hard way.
Wow. Just some of the stories you told me there, I'm amazed to hear what you said. Even brought back some memories to myself. Being in school and bringing certain kids home when I was much younger, or wanting to go to somebody's house and say, I can't, you can't. I said, can I come round? Like, no, you can't come round.
Yeah,
And they said,
yeah,
why can't
yeah,
I come round
yeah,
and play with you? Like, my
yeah.
mum wouldn't like that. I'm thinking myself,
That's it. That's it. That's what you had. That's what we had. And it's only till I started playing football that, and it was good. And if I weren't good, I wouldn't have got to play football with a good team. And we moved to Poplar at that time. And then I played for a club called Astor Youth. And I had another good role model, the Catini family, Tony Catini. He died a few years back. He was like my um, football coach.
right?
And he was like a dad to me. And, and Connie, Catini, they were like mum and dad. I used to live in that house more than my own house. And I lived up the road. But, these are white people who took me on as their own, and it was unbelievable. They loved, because at that time, at that age, I think I just was fun. I just wanted to have fun. So I made people laugh. I would do things which are fun, but I was good at what I did. In school, in secondary school, it was the same. I just made teachers laugh. I made the kids laugh, and if you cross me, I will make you laugh. And that's where I learned how to fight. Because you had to learn how to fight living in the areas of East London. You had to learn how to fight. If you didn't learn how to fight, there was someone nicking your ball, nicking your bike, coming, disrespecting your family and all sorts. So you had to learn how to fight. If you didn't learn how to fight, you was at the girl. You was drawn
Wow,
to the girl.
wow.
They
So
would have served you up and fed you to
the
the farm.
wolves. I mean,
So
so how did you not become racist for all this? How did you not say, you know what, I'm done with these people? How were you able to still, despite the pain that were caused by others, how were you able to still be the person that you are today?
yeah, it was hard. It was hard because I think that I fell into with lucky people, which I was so happy to see certain people when I went to school. I loved school, you know. I loved going to school. I'd be in school every day, I was always late for school, but I tell you what, I loved it, and I think they knew that. And it was the same. It was the same for secondary school and things like that. So I think I I joined the right people. I was with the right people at the right time, like liking sport, and it was sport that set my foundation. I think having people who like me because I was good at something, and they wanted me around, and they taught me. They taught me about, yes, there is ways, and there again you learn again. You learn living on the streets of Roman Road. I lived with another family when I left my home, when I left my house as a youngster, because I feel I wanted to be like, I wanted to run like an hooligan at the age of, must be 14, 15. I thought I wanted to do all that thing like they all wanted to do, go out, clubbing, girls. Oh, I wanted, so my parents wouldn't accept that. So I was kicked out, you know. I used to like coming. I'll be coming Lyceum. Do you remember the Lyceum?
Yes.
Yeah. See, with them days. So I was only 12, 13, and I was going to the Lyceum. We were getting in. We knew bouncers and we knew people who, that who lived around our area, would let us in. And we would be in there, I'll be in there at the age of, I must have been 13, 14. I met Madonna in Lyceum. I danced with Madonna in my Lyceum. Mad, isn't it? Danced with Madonna in the Lyceum. That was when she first sort of like came to do her gigs. She came to Lyceum, and she came. When she came, she said, "What did she say? This is my new tune." It was Lucky Star, and that became number one. Do you know what I mean? And she came on the floor, she danced with us, and then I grabbed the bottom, and I'll never forget it. And as she was going up the stage, I grabbed her, because I knew that she was going to be something special. She was unbelievable. And the next couple of weeks, she was on Top of the Pops, with a new single, Holiday. Because she sang a few songs, and she said, "This was my new song, Holiday." But she sang Lucky Star, but she sang this new song at the end, said, "This is going to be my new track, Holiday. No one's heard it yet. You're the first to hear it." And we heard it at Lyceum. We never forget it. And so they were the things I loved. They're the things I like, and I was loving at the time. I'll be at the age of 14. I'll be trying to get in my bathroom, my toilet window, and my mum catching me because I was getting stuck, because the windows, and I was stuck in my window, and I was calling and my brothers to try and get me because I was stuck, and my mum would come and hit me with a ban.
You're too fast. You're too fast.
You were?
I said you're too fast, as I say.
Yeah, because I wasn't even allowed out, but that's how I would go out, and for me to get a good it didn't matter. As long as I went out, as long as I got out.
I have a good night. I don't mind if I get a hiding. I've got to get a good night. It's got to be worth it.
I've got to get a good night. That's how I was, That's how I was. We all suffered. I suffered. I must have suffered ADHD, definitely. I didn't care, I knew I was going to get a hiding, but I got the hiding. But the night out was in my mind, in my heart, this is how I lived, and that didn't survive. I couldn't survive in my house at that time, so I went and lived with another family. Do you ever remember the Roach family?
I've heard of them. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the Roach. One of the brothers died in police custody in Stoke Newton. Do you remember?
Yes, Stoke Newton is my
with that family there.
area.
So that family when I lived at Roman Road, which was another path in my life, So I had to endure so much in life, to see so much which have happened. So I was the bad boy, and it didn't work. And thank God that I found boxing, because that's when I said to myself, "Wow, I've got to do something." And then, and by any chance, I was watching the Commonwealth Games, and there was a boxer on there, Rod Douglas.
Yes.
Rod Douglas lived at Roman Road. He lived across the road from us, from the Roach family. So I would see this fella running every day. Every day he would get up and run in the morning. So I would get up to watch him run. So then one day I had the courage to say to him, "Can I run with you?" And then I see him. Then I started running with him, and he was training for these games. And then I see him on telly, because he won a medal. And I said, "Wow, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. I want to be like that man." Because when he came back, everybody loved him. There was a little gathering for him. There people saying hello to him. He was like a king. And I said, "Yes, I want to do that. I want to be like that." And that's when I started boxing. I went to a club called Poplar Boys, and that's where I started. I started there at Poplar Boys. Barry Granger was there. He was another good kid who boxed for England a few times, and he was my path to becoming a good boxer.
Let me ask you a challenging question here. Which is Which is worse, do you think? Racism is unacceptable at any level, but which is worse? Which is worse? Black on black crime and hatred for your fellow brother, or black and any other race? Which is worse?
For me, it's black on black. But that's the way they've dealt that to us is because how the system has made us
Hate one another.
yeah, if you go way back and the way they've got you fighting among each other, that's what the system will do. And once it's got a clear point of how to do that and how to produce that, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening now. So you've got young people who are live in poor areas, and you know that they're fighting for everything, for everything and everything. Come on, the gangsters don't go to prison no more. You know what I mean? They pass the work down. They pass it all down. So there's no more kid. There's no more gangster going to prison no more. See, they whittle down the work, and so now it's young kids in deprived areas who are doing their work. That's the problem, So, and this is why in the poor areas there's every nationality there. It's not only black on black, but you got Asians, you got Colombians, they're all doing it to each other now. They're all trying to, because it's whittled, this work now is whittled down to the youngest 12, 13-year-olds are going around, trying to, guard what they have. That's their work. That's their job. That's their money.
So
and that's why they're going around killing. That's why you see a lot of this black on black crime now. They know what they're doing. Separating us, trying to separate us, and that's why we need, good role models out there to really say this is what's going on. And now you've got social media, it's the biggest thing, so people can tell people now. People are coming alive a lot quicker. They're not silly now. So, and this is where we've got to really tell our young people that this is you've got so many chances out there to be good people, and that's what it was, and that's where I think I came from, that background, and people helped me, people helped my family, and this is why I probably wanted to be a helper myself, because the people who are out there who helped me and my family, when we were here, and and some of them were good white people. Like I said, my coach, the Catini family, Connie, she was a woman, and she would fight people on that foot, because there'll be people calling me names, because if I did a tackle as a youngster, we're young, you're only young, my mum and dad never watched me come and play football, because they wanted me to read books and things like that, so they won't come, they won't come and help you. They didn't buy me boots at the time. They didn't buy me my first pair of boots. My mum and dad bought me when probably age 14, 15. But this lovely young lady who took me on, Connie Catini, they'll fight. So if somebody called me a name on that football pitch, she'll be over the other side, and she was like my mum, fighting, them racists who would call her nigger, who would call her all over, and she'll be the same, because I've heard the same thing which I was heard on the street. I've heard now on the football pitch, me playing as a 10-year-old. You got the other parents from other parents, so she would come flying out and she would fight for me. So I used to just love her. I thought she was like another mum. So I was living there. So the whole family became sort of like family to me. you know. So
Yeah.
I always knew that there were good people out there. There weren't many at that time because, like I said, I'm 50 odd now, 52 now. So just think how long that was ago, So now you got these kids which are more integrated, but now it's a different thing now, It's a different way of surviving now. It's still hard, but it's not as hard as it was in my day, and it wasn't as hard as in your parents' days. So it's the system is made for us to fail. It's not for us to say, right, let's go and have fun and
Prosper.
be the best you can, and all the prospects are there. They're not. No, you can just watch. Just look at your telly. The telly will tell you that it's not made for us. Listen to your radios. It'll tell you it's not made for us.
When you see a young man that looks like yourself playing the fool, acting the fool, being an idiot, or acting like the clown, or the court jester, how does it make you feel?
Yeah, it depends on why and how, because you have to really study and look at that kid, and this is what you have. This is what you have to have the mindset to do that, because you got to understand what emotional things are coming out of him. Why? There's always a reason why a kid is playing the fool. Do you understand? So once you understand that young person, then you can come out with things, because you can't really assume something till you understand why
Absolutely.
that kid is
behaving the way it is.
that way.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
See, so there's loads and loads. It could be abused. It could be, sexually, just beaten. It could be. It's so many things that happen into young people today. It's unbelievable. See, so you just got to see. So I wouldn't even, blame that. And that's what I do now. When I see young kids coming in, I use the boxing as a tool to try and get what is their problem, what they got, what they have and what they haven't got, what they need, and I can do that just by letting them come to the gym, letting them hit the bag, letting them. In a few weeks, they let every part of their soul out. Their anger, their everything just comes out, and then they start to confide in you. Then they start telling you things, and this and that and that, and then you've got the picture. Then you know what to say to the kid. Now you know how to bring the kid up. Now the kid believes you. Now the kid knows that you're on his side, and he knows he's going to do well. And that's when you get him in that gym, coming into your gym for 3-4 months. You got them. They do anything you want. So the key is to really understand.
Absolutely.
Understand
that individual. Absolutely.
Yes.
So knife and gun crime. Let's talk about this for a second. How do we stop it? What do we do? How do we go about stopping it?
The ways that we have really let it go. It's so hard now because it seems to be the norm. But there is ways. I feel that if we can educate these young people from day one, from when they go into school, into schools, and and then go into secondary schools, that's where the key is. If we're educating them all the time about not to do this, not to do that, how to do this, that's the key. Then you've got the role models. Then you've got I'm talking about the role models. That's the parents, because the parents don't want to see their kids carrying knives and doing.
But you know what? Some of the parents are just as bad. Some of the parents are just as bad.
Of course they are. I know. This is what I'm trying to say. Some of the parents and the money off of them kids on road. They're taking it. I've been there, and I've seen it. What's going to happen if he goes to prison? I've gone into people's homes, take the kids there, and they say, well, if you go somewhere, what did happen to me? I've seen it. I've seen it. I've taken kids home, and their mums and dads have got needles in their arms, and I've taken them. They've not collected them, and I've had to go home, and the mums and dads have got needles, and the boy's so distraught that I've seen it because he didn't tell me that, but when I saw that, he never came back to the club. Because he was, I see him every now and again. Even now, he's an old boy, he's a big man now. He's a big man. This was years ago. And when you see things like that, you just think to yourself, wow, how our kid's going to make it? So, I've seen so many things you wouldn't believe. I could tell you stories, you wouldn't believe it. But that's what I've seen. When you become, and that's what's driven me to keep going.
But that's what makes you a great coach, Tony. That's what's made you a great coach because you've come through. You've come through adversity. Not only you come through adversity, you can talk about it. When you can talk, that's the difference between these. There's textbook coaches who learn from a book, and there are coaches that come from life, and there's a big difference. And you give me a life coach anytime over a textbook coach. A textbook coach will teach you. A textbook coach will teach you from the book, right? But a life coach will come from the heart and is real. You understand? That's the difference. Big difference. Big difference.
Definitely. And that's why, I know when certain things are happening to some kids and they keep coming back to the gym. And when they come back to the gym, I can help them more. I can go and tell this person, that person or this person. And then I can say, listen, please, if you can help this kid, he's come from my organisation, please give him a job to help him, and if you do that, and this is what could happen. And more or less, it does. The kid goes and gets a job instead of earning $4,000 a week that he would have done. He's now getting the proper job. He's only earning, probably 200, but he doesn't really want to do that. When a kid comes into a youth club and a club, boxing club, he's coming to change. That's why they're there. They've come to make a change in their life.
Yes.
They want to do something different. They don't want to do that. They don't want to earn money like that. They know that the money is not right, and everything they do is not going to be right. But they want to change, and that's what they do. So only a few handful can do that. Only an handful can do that. The rest of them, they're in their ways. You can never, try to push it, tell them this, tell them that. You just got to try and guide them, help them. I've got kids who go and still do shit and rubbish, and you've just got to keep guiding them. Don't give up on them. I never ever give up on them, even though when they feel that I have, because I've told them, I'm talking about boys who are really good boxers, but really good earning money on the streets.
That's not good.
And I say to them, listen, you're going to earn more money if you come and do this because you're good at this. You're good at boxing. You're good at football. Come on, believe in what I'm telling you. And I've got. That's what I've got to do. I've got to make them believe that. And then once they do that and they keep coming to the gym, bang, you've got to make that happen. I've got to make that happen because then I'm a liar. But touch wood that I've not had a kid that said, this hasn't been done, that hasn't been done. The ones who really want it. I've had loads of kids who've fouled, who've not come to the gym again, and because they know they want to foul.
Yeah.
They
an excuse to foul.
because they, and there's not, and a lot of them they're all going to perish now. They're all in jail. Some have died. Some are on drugs. Some are in bits.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So you can imagine.
I can well imagine.
There is a way. There is a way for us. There is a way for us, definitely, and that's to become a collective community.
I agree so much on that.
And not disrespect anybody else's views or religion. We just got to all come together for them young people.
You can talk about it.
They're the young people who are going to be on this earth.
You
What are we
could
going?
you can talk about it or you can be about it. You surely are. You're certainly been about it, Tony.
Oh yeah, you have to, because that's what I do. I spend my own money. I don't get money from no government. No, I just go and do it. I do it. For what I do with the one-to-ones and what I do with little bits, people here and there, and that's how I keep the organisation going and helping other kids. But then I get good help from um, big companies and who come around, and I've got good friends who know what I do, and they help me. They will come and help me.
That's great
If
to
they
hear.
know a kid needs gloves, needs this, needs that, needs help, they will come and help me because they know this kid is good. They've seen him in the ring, they've seen him in the gym so many times,
Okay.
and they know he's going to be good.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Ohara Davies. Obviously, he's back with you now. He
Yeah,
had a
he
good
is.
win.
He did. He's coming back. Everything is coming back to him, and it's going to be a long process. It's like I said, when somebody's been programmed to do certain things in life, and now that kid there, I'll tell you, that kid there, when he was young, I had him when he was 12 years old, 13 years old, and he couldn't throw nothing. He couldn't do nothing. There was kids from this youth club in the Concord Centre would come and watch him, would pay their money, their 10p, just to come and watch him try and throw a punch. And he was like he was swimming, and they would laugh all the way, and then they would go back home. They'll come out just to watch our Davies, and I would tell them kids, listen, you watch, because I'm here, and I'm coming here, I'm going to make sure I make this kid into a champion. I said, you watch, all you lot are going to be laughing. You're laughing at him now, but you're all going to be laughing at yourselves. You watch. And I made that happen. It's the same with, other boxers who, I've trained through my life for boxing, which I wouldn't really want to talk about and tell them. They know who they are.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to say this is that, and I've done this, I've done that, because I've done, thousands of kids. Some of them would hate to, their trainers would hate to know that I coached them first before they even,
Yep.
and so it's dead and buried in their
Mindset.
in their mindset, yeah. But they know when they see me, they come and they hug me, they come and say hello, and whatever. So they know, I know, they know, and so that's what counts. That's all that counts. Yeah. So, but that kid there has so much talent. He was just like how I was. When I could see the same. He was a kid that had so much in him. He had so much energy, and there was things where he would get angry quick. So I knew,
Something went right.
straight away. Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
straight
yeah.
away he would go berserk. As a 10, as a 12, he would go berserk. No one could calm him down. No one could, advise him. But I could calm down. I could say, listen, do this like this, and this will happen. Yeah. So and then he started believing what I was saying to him, what I would do, what I was doing. So he became like my own, like I said, like my own child.
Yep.
So I used to coach. How I met Davies was his brother used to play football with my older son.
Right.
So I used to coach him. So for them to get better, I'll give them my own private session of coaching myself, because I knew how to play football.
Yeah.
Before I boxed, I played football myself.
Right.
So I always knew. I knew what to do, what they needed. So I would come and coach them. So at the end of the day, I had half a Hackney coming, and then I had half of youth clubs from Newham, and they were all coming together, these kids, and they knew each other. And it was fantastic. But that's how I got to know Davies. So Davies will come with his brother, where I would coach in Newham Leisure Centre, and then on the pitches any pitch I could get, because them days people would go and coach their own kids and football teams. So the pitches, they knew that their pitches were theirs. That
Yeah.
everyone had a turf and they was marked out. That they we coached here. I've been coaching here 10 years. I've been coaching here 5 years. So this is where I got to learn, about coaching football at that time. So everyone had their patch. So we had to find patches for to coach these kids. So when my boy was playing football, I wanted to make sure he was developing well in football.
Right.
So this is my older boy. My older boy now is 30. He's 30 now. So he came with his brother, and that's why I got to know him. And one day he just went berserk on the playing field because his brother told him to do something, and he was hungry, and I think he went berserk, and no one could calm him down. The brother couldn't calm him down. He said, "I ain't doing it." You know what I mean? He's mad. He said. So I said, "No, I'll go and talk to him. Don't worry, I'll talk to him." And then I said to him, "Listen, boxing will be good for you, And then from there, we used to come to the gym, and by coincidence, there was a police officer that I knew that I used to play. I used to do some charity games at West Ham.
Okay.
Football club. So the old West Ham players would come in, and I would play some of the charity games. And there was a policeman who used to the dad and used to create the matches. They used to develop all the time. They had them all the time. Forgotten their names, but they were lovely people. They were very well known, and people knew them from everywhere. And they would develop these games. So I had contacts here and there with people for that. But that's where I came in contact with someone like Davies.
Okay. Talk to me about Tottenham. Obviously now they've got a new manager of Mourinho.
Oh, that's fantastic, isn't it? I'm not even a Tottenham supporter, but where my boy plays there, and he's got his cousin that plays there,
Yeah.
and then I've got my son Callum that plays there, and they're doing very well. The academy is a fantastic place. It's a place of if you can't play football there on the pitches, the coaches that they have, which are fantastic coaches. They develop the parents. They have they have seminars and things where they develop a parent to know what you should be providing, what you should be saying to your kid. It's another world. It's just we're so happy. I'm so happy for him just to be there. So it's going to be even better now. Someone like Jose, who's going to be there now, because this man has won everything. Just think, he's won everything. He's a winner. You don't know where Tottenham have not won anything. Do you understand? One little cup for everything, and another cup way back in the 30s. I think. So you've got this man with this energy about him. And Poch was a good man. Poch, I used to love Poch because Poch will come around when you always know a good person, a good individual, good spirit. Because I'm more a spiritual person. So
Yeah.
you've got people like Poch who would come along and play with football with the kids, or kick the ball back, and not for 2 minutes, for like half an hour. He would, you know what I mean? So, and when you see as a parent, you see managers like that, you don't even have to give the time of day. You've got a lot of managers out there in the Premier League and other places, who won't give 5 minutes to their supporters or to their community. And this man, the energy that he had was tremendous, was extraordinary. So losing him, and because I always thought to myself that this kid, my boy, would have a chance at Tottenham to play, and do well, and when Poch left, I was mind boggled. I was like, whoa, what's going to go now? Who are we going to have? What we're going to do? What we're going to do is because you have to look after your kid's future. It's you, the parent, because your kid ain't old enough now to know. He's just got to keep playing. If he keeps playing well, he develops because their coaches will like him and they develop him even more. But I was worried. But the thing that made me worry was because my boy came from West Ham. He played at West Ham from the age of, must have been 6, so he's been there, and we left at the age of 12. And so before that happened, my son, it must have been, that season, it must have happened, my son played against Mourinho's son and Jose's son. So Jose's son at the time was playing for Fulham. He was a goalkeeper for Fulham. And my son played against, that's his side. And the good thing about it is that at the end of the game, Jose was walking out, and it's mad because he came by himself. He wanted his son to think. His son played football and he'd be mobbed. And he was a Chelsea manager. He'd come back to Chelsea the second time, I think, at that time. And he would be mobbed, but he had time for everybody. The time, the spirit, and that's when I sort of got to know, the man himself. I didn't get to know him as a person, because we didn't get time to speak to him. I never got time to speak to him, but I knew one or two people that knew him. I knew like Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick used to come and watch me box when he was at West Ham.
Right.
So, for knowing Michael told me he was a good man. He'd do anything for him, and he'd done lots of things for the players and things like that. So, I that's where my heart more or less, started to, it just started to be at ease. So now my son meets Jose. Jose shakes his hand and he talks to him. He talked to him about the play and how he played, and what he did, and it was fantastic, to see him give my son 5 minutes. So I knew he was a good man, just by then, and so I had good feelings. I've got good feelings now. He's coming to Tottenham. I think Tottenham would win. They're going to win. They're going to win trophies. Believe me, a man like that, you can smell it on him. Medals. He just rolls off him. And I think now, things which have happened to him in Man U, I think he's learned. When someone, comes in, Mr. Big Bollocks, you understand?
Yeah.
He comes in giving it the big one to everybody, because he's done it. He's done it here and there, and all of a sudden, now things have changed, because what's happening is that people have changed. Young footballers have changed now, what they do and how they do things, So I think he couldn't deal with that. I don't know if he dealt with that in the right way. So, and this is what made him, more or less not get on with certain people in probably at United. That's my own view of it. It's just my own view.
Yep.
Knowing getting to see the man and meeting him and seeing how beautiful he was to my boy, and the time he had for other people at West Ham just kept coming up to him and going, and he didn't bow an eyelid, and you got some people who just go mad, who have a bodyguard with them, and then he didn't. He just, from one Saturday, because them days they play their games on a Sunday, because now as they get older, my boy plays with the 18, so their games are on a Saturday now. But on the Sunday, he's come from his first team, coaching, the first team, and then going to watch his son. So what discipline, and to do that, and then because it's his son, he has to go and watch his son. So for me to see that, I thought, wow, this man loves watching football. He loves watching his son play, and so I knew that my heart was at ease then to know that Josie's going to be there, and I feel that he's going to look after the young people in the academy. Because he's not known for young players. But I think, like I said again, he's changed. He's changed. Someone who's done something where he couldn't understand what happened. I think he's learned from Man United. I think Man United was the point where he learned. You know, he learned many things. How to develop football, how to assess football, how to, you know, when he was with Bobby Robson gave him his chance. And I think that, you know, now, you know, Man United give him his chance to learn how young players are today and how to deal with them. And
Yeah.
now coming to Tottenham, I think Tottenham are going to win things now, which, you know, me being a West Ham supporter is going to be very, you know, sad for me.
Sad for you. What about me as an Arsenal supporter? Sad for me too.
Oh, I know.
I hope Benitez comes though. I hope they get Benitez.
Where?
At Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. I hope. I was an Ian Ryan fan. So I loved Ian Ryan.
Yeah,
So,
I was an Ian Ryan fan. Yeah.
My uncle was an Arsenal supporter, so he used to take me to the Arsenal. So when, you know, who was it? Davies was playing and all them lot were playing, and I used to go and watch them at West Ham. They used to go and beat West Ham every game. You know, Paul Davies would score the goals, and it's
Sorry.
unbelievable. So,
Painful memories for you there.
man, fond memories. It really was lovely fond memories.
So Tony.
Yeah, so I know that Mourinho is he's gonna change things at Tottenham. Believe me, now Tottenham are gonna win things. Yeah, they don't believe it. He's gonna be his own way, but I think he will win things and then he'll go. You know, he's one of them. He's one of them ones where, you know, he will win things. Believe me, he will win things. But I think, you know, Tottenham will embrace him, and they will get to embrace him because you have to. The man is he's like a preacher. You know.
Yes.
You know. You know when I met people like famous boxing people. You know, Muhammad Ali, and people, when you listen to them talk. And Don King, when you listen to people like that talk, you're
mesmerized.
You're mesmerized, and you understand why
they're charismatic.
People will sign contracts, because when they talk, you just think you believe everything.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, Jose is one of them people who can do that, you know, and that's why I think, you know, he'll bring in players. He'll get rid of players, but he'll bring in the right players to play the way he wants to play.
Yep.
And I think, you know, he won't have to change so much because they play, you know, a little bit like he plays. You know, so he'll be great. He'll be great. I feel that, you know, my boy's got a good future there with the staff that they have there now, and with a top coach like Mourinho. It's exciting times there. It's
Absolutely.
really wonderful. The place is wonderful. It's buzzing, and they're winning. And look at that, they're winning. Look, they are their fifth. I can't believe it. They were near the bottom.
Yeah.
Last week, you know, 2 weeks ago. Now they're fifth. So, you know, who can really say they're not going to be able to do it? Of course, you know, they're there. Wow.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
Tony, thank you so much for being on BWTM Sports. It was a very in-depth interview, and it was so great insight, and I'm sure people will appreciate your story even more so now.
Thank you for having me on. I love coming on here anytime, you know.
Thank you so much. And I'll probably call you again just closer to the time before Joshua fights Ruiz, and we'll talk about that then.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
All right.
That will be lovely. You tell me. Please call me for that one.
I will do.
Oh, can't wait.
Can't wait either. Champ, thank you so much.
You too.
All the best. Take care. So there you have it. Tony Cesay talking to us about life. The trainer, once again, of Ohara Davies and so many other fighters he's trained, from Dubois to Anthony Yarde. The list goes on and on. So, yes, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again shortly with another interview. We'll probably be talking to Ray Robinson. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments. This has been BWTM Sports. Thank you.